Hello and welcome. So we're going to take a look at the brand new Indiana Jones set 77012. So as normal, we'll have a look at the box artwork, the instruction manual, then we'll have a good look at the minifigures and the set itself. So this is Indiana Jones Lego set 77012. It is the plain chase A+ set, and you can see the box artwork on the front is beautiful. It really stands out on the shelf. You can see you've got Indy at the top, and then as we pan around, you've got all the little bits and pieces it comes with. So obviously it comes with the sign, it comes with the car, it comes with the two minifigures, and it comes with the pilot there. So you can see just at the bottom of the box, you've got Indy, you've got the Professor and the fighter pilot. You do get a better look at the three minifigures at the top, and then you've got the 1:1 scale of the Professor himself. Around the outside, you're not going to miss anything in regards to the box artwork with anything picture-wise, and like the 18+, that does have something different on there. This bit on the side is just a picture you get from the front, and then if we spin it around, you've then got all of the different scenes and the different things that you can do. So you've got the wings that fall off on the plane, and then as we come through, you can see you can have to reenact the plane going through the tunnel. So if you're only good at mocking any of the sets, you can try and recreate that for yourself. And then you've got the close-up there of them in the vehicle, and then you've got the last one when they're loading up the wagon before it goes in. And then as we pan up and come through, you have the car with the famous scene as the wings have just been ripped off. And you can just see, again, with regards to the box artwork and everything, it is exactly the same as one of the other sets, which I think looks really, really impressive. I think it stands out nicely on the shelf. So moving on to the instruction manuals, you can see you've got the nice little bit of artwork on the front, you've got the QR code, and then as we come in and through, you've got the three different bag numbers. So bag number 1 is all for the car, bag number 2 is for the plane and the pilot, and then bag number 3 is for the wings. And then we just get going. So with regards to this, there's no information at the front, and again, there is no information at the back with regards to anything to do with the sets. There's 128 pages until completion. Then obviously you've got another 1 or 2 pages for all of the part numbers and everything like that. It then lets you know with regards to don't lose an eyeball, because you can put the bits and pieces in, and then obviously you've got the thing of don't shoot at somebody else's face, but you can see just how that mechanism works on the back. So that is on page 126, 127, but it's 87 steps, 126 pages, and you are done, because the last thing that you put on is the wheels on page 125. But just like one of the other sets, it has absolutely nothing with regards to any of the other Indiana Jones sets, which I always find a little bit of a shame, especially when I'm trying to backtrack some of the sets. It's always easier to have them, I think, in the instruction manual. You can see what else is out at that time, but for some reason they have not put any self-promotion within this book. But with regards to anything with people worrying about paper quality issues, it is absolutely fine. And again, it's a good thick heavy duty book, and this has been glued on this one, not stapled. With regards to the stickers, there was 10 of them. So you've got the big one for the plane, and then the green ones are also for the plane. You've got the triangle and the blue one for the sign, and then you've got the 2 there for the car, which we will take a better look at in a second. And just like that, we are done. So we get the vehicles out of the way first, get the minifigures out of the way. This is the first thing that you build up. Now the sign's not exactly correct to the actual film itself, but it's sort of a mock-up of, this one doesn't spin and it only does have the 1 arrow. This is one of the first things that you do build in the instruction manual. And then you just have the little bit on the bottom. Moving on to the car, lots of little bits and pieces you can do with regards to this. You have got a bit of a compartment of stuff in here. So you get given the umbrella, so that will store in the back. You get given a weapon of choice at the back as well, and then you have a empty briefcase. Now the briefcase will live in the side just there, so that is nice and sturdy, and it will fit the printed element that you can put in there if you want to. So it is the diary of choice. Now with regards to the actual car itself, so scale wise with the tomb, it works really well. You can just park it beside if you want to, so if you're going to put them on the shelf, they will fit nicely. There is a full video available for this set already. In regards to how sturdy this is, absolutely fine. You can see it's obviously well built. You can throw it around and do whatever you want to do with it, and then the windscreen itself, as long as you don't rip it out, won't come out. Has got space for the 2 minifigures that it comes with as well, so you can easily fit them on there and get some nice photos if you want to. Spins, moves, does everything that it needs to do, but it does only have the 2 stickers on this one as well, because like I said at the start, you've got the other 2 for the sign, and then the rest are actually used for the plane. Front end, it looks nice and pretty, looks exactly pretty much close to how it does on the film itself. And then on the back as well, you have got a slightly movable angle if you want to, and then you can do some little bits and pieces and just sort of mock it up the whatever way you want to. Photo opportunity wise, you can have them stood doing different bits and pieces, so you have got that capability if you want to try and get yourself some different moving shots. So you can have one driving, one stood on the side, for example. So it gives you a lot of photography / playability with something like this. Now comparing it to some of the other vehicles, so if you have the taxi from the Daily Bugle or the taxi from the giveaway purchase for one of the latest modulars, they are exactly the same stud length as this new one. Obviously this is slightly wider though, because you can fit the 2 minifigures in this one, whereas you can only fit the individual one of these back to back, and then again with that one they'll fit in back to back as well. It's in between sizes with regards to width of those, because the actual size of a Speed Champion is, obviously the Speed Champion is a lot wider, so if you are trying to get a display on your shelf, it will look fine. But obviously the Speed Champion cars now, they've all sort of been bulked up ever so slightly, but again, lengthwise I think it looks absolutely fine with the rest of the cars that you could actually have on display. Next thing to have a look at, this beast. Now this thing looks absolutely fantastic, spins nice, moves nice and freely, it's all simple. You have got the little weapons on the side, that is what those black studs are for, because obviously they've got cats, so they're not going to be loaded up, so they will just be kept safe and sound there. You've got the canopy up at the top where you can fit your pilot minifigure, that's absolutely fine. Now obviously this does have the ability just to rip its wings off, so if you wanted to take these wings off and you want to have some sort of photos just like so, you can do, so you can do whatever it is you want to do with it driving around. So obviously it gives it that total different effect of it coming through. Now it has got the flame effects already on. I'm pretty sure it's because when the engine fires up, no, the engine's there, so that when the engine fires up, the fire will come out from that. This is just where it is on fire, so if you didn't want the wings off, you could then just take these pieces off, and you can, if you wanted to, then probably just replace them with a clear, but that is completely up to you. But with regards to the wings just popping on, simple enough, they're sturdy enough as well, and again, same thing for the other side, they just pop in on the teeth just in there. Weapons facing forward, but they are that strong, you can pick them up from either side. You can give it a good shake, you can throw that one around. Canopy itself obviously just pings on, nice and simple. You have got on the inside, you have got some little control panels, and then you do have the stick as well, which you can move around. With regards to detail on the outside, it has plenty of it. Obviously you can mock it up however you want to do, and if you are into your photos and things, you don't have to worry about picking it up too much and throwing it around. The only place you've got to be careful of picking it up from is directly at the front of the canopy, because it will just ping off. But if you were to pick it up from the back, it's not so bad. You can give it a good shake until it comes off. Scale wise, the best thing I can compare it to is the Amelia Earhart plane. So this was one of the giveaways. Length wise, it is shorter, so the bottom one is obviously longer, but the wingspan is pretty much exactly the same. So you can see on there that the wingspan left to right. This one is obviously straight though, and this one has the bent wings, but again, you can take those wings off if you want to, and you've just got to be careful of the other little bits and pieces that are hanging off. But you do have the opportunities to put minifigures on the back if you wanted to, and having them on the wings and just displaying it however you wanted to display it from. But I think you can get some nice photos of it, and obviously if you are going to try and get it coming through the tunnel, you have got plenty of options with this. I think it's a really nice looking thing. The more I look at it, the more you can think you can dangle it off your ceiling, or you can just get some nice photos with. Now moving on to the minifigures, so the plane can wheel itself off. Indy can start first. Now with Indy himself, you have got a couple of nice things and different things. So if we pull those off, you have got the two faces. Now this is the only Indy that it comes with the tie, I do believe. So if we pick off the other Indy that came with one of the other sets, that is what this Indy looks like. So we can do a quick torso comparison on. So you can see this one there does not have the tie. He's got the open neck, whereas this one does. And then with regards to the jacket, they are exactly the same on the back. Now there will be a full comparison video coming sooner rather than later of all three Indiana Jones sets that I picked up, but we're going back to this Indy that comes with this plane chase. You can see he's got the two expressions on the front. He's got the sort of confused, or the determination face, shall we say. Now you do get given a load of hats. Now the hats do have their hair on the back as well, so you can then just clip that on, and that's how you have the hairpiece, because the hairpiece is molded in. Do have a nice torso print on the back, and you got the trouser print on the front on this one. So you can see there, hopefully on his legs, it should be coming through nice and clear. But I think it is a nice looking figure. Now again, obviously he comes with his whip, which you can launch into his hand and just pose however you want to with that one. Next figure to look at will then be his father. So this one has the cool torso print on again, and it has got the nice print of the Dickie bow tie. So you can see again, trousers are completely plain, nothing regarding the face on the back. You've got a little bit of a crease on the back of his top. You can see the sort of the smiley face they put on the back for the collar. But all the detail is on the front. So you've got the bow tie, you've got all the buttons and everything on there. You've got the nice blazer, you've got the matching belt with the shiny belt buckle, and then the trousers, like I said, are just plain. And he's got a nice detail on the front of his face, and obviously you can see that he's got the two-tone with the beard and the sort of mustache coming through and the eyebrow colour. And then he has got the glasses as well. Now, also, this is the piece that he holds on to. This is the diary, which can fit into the briefcase if need be. But you do get given a spare piece on this one, and and obviously it is really, really sturdy on there, so you will be fine. Now, the one thing I am having an issue with is his hat, because his hat does keep doing that. You can get a good connection when you pop it down, but it does want to come off very, very easily. So even if you just try and pick it up by the weight, I don't know if I need to try and put a different one on. Not the end of the world, but it's just something to consider. And then with this, you have a nice pilot. Now again, you've got all the torso print on the back. No secondary print, but you do have the one on the front. Now his goggles on this are connected to his helmet, and you do have the little bit of cross detail on the top of his helmet just there, and it's just a nice simple looking minifigure. And again, with that up flying around or having them down, you do then have the option of him in the cockpit depending on what he wants to do with that. And then he's got a nice little bit of detail on the front. You've got the zipper, you've got the brown bit, and then you have got the button as well. And obviously this one is wearing his gloves, that's why his hands are brown. But we are starting to come to an end of the video, but I thought what I'd do is I will put these minifigures in so you can actually see. And if I didn't mention it, the doors on this do not open, they do jump in and out of this one. So to get the minifigure in, you have to pick him up, plonk him back down, and then obviously he will just sit in nicely, just like that. And then obviously they do sit well, they're not going to come out. You've obviously just got to be careful of the briefcase, hence why I'm not doing it with the briefcase in. But I think it does look rather effective. And again, if we put the fighter pilot just stood at the front by his propeller, then you've got the briefcase and the whip. We'll put the sign in, and I think, guys, that is that. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you want to see any of the others, they are available. I will link the opposing set of the set number 77013, which is the Escape from the Lost Tomb, to the end of this video, just so you can have a look at both. But like I said, there is also a full comparison video available of all three of the sets as well. But if you have got this set yourself, let me know where you're going to display it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your price range is and everything like that. But guys, that is it. I am done. So if you can like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care and hope to get you in the next one. Ta-da.